Bam. Jab.
Yeah, in case you try it. Oh my god. I just gotta do something.
But
Matt just wants to barbecue.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to barbecue. Kilo. Hey, wait, where's Kilo? He wants to barbecue.
Yeah.
Kilo wants to barbecue. Yeah, Kilo.
yeah, he got a fucking deep fryer for free.
What?
He texts me, he's like, I'm going to pick up your house. We were having a conversation, and then he just goes fucking silent for like an hour and a half. And
What?
then he's like, yeah,
It better be.
I made a funny joke for you.
I like this GoPro head mount. It works really good.
So when we have our field up and running, we're gonna have a fucking
Sebastian.
deep fryer on the field.
Do a jumping jack. Just one.
I have a shelf for the one.
Just one. I just want to see if you can sit up from your chair. Oh, I heard some creaks.
I heard a break.
I heard a creak. Oh, my old swimming
Yeah.
bones.
There were some dad noises in there.
He had to bring his mind back into this universe for a second.
You start making dad noises in your late 20s.
Where's your top at?
Yeah, so like, you know, my coat. Where's my what?
Top at? You should be wearing it.
I don't want to come all off and lose the morning.
That's fair.
It's fucked. Thanks for amazing.
Nobody wants to wear it so much.
Yeah.
Ooh, fucking.
Oh
yeah.
No, it would be like
Ugh.
an RPG, like
Yeah.
define it flex title.
You have to ask different people different questions in a different sequence to unlock the riddle of the... And the whole time, it's some little fucker had it, was running around hiding from you, and then he put it back in your tent.
Ryan,
Like the underpants node. Rule 1,
Yeah, so
or step 1, get underpants. Step 2,
I've decided.
Captain Underpants.
step 3, profit. Underpants nodes. Something.
Man, I miss South Park. I gotta catch up on like all the seasons.
Yeah, I think there's at least 88 now.
So nobody has notes.
Probably up there.
Yeah, at least. I mean, they're contending with The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
one
the
night a week,
Simpsons has
I'm just gonna be like, hey everybody in the
too long.
Discord,
It's very dead. The heart and soul's not there anymore at all.
let's fucking go.
Any like they basically distinguish it in two different genres now. Like,
There was The Simpsons, and then there's that thing that they call The Simpsons.
Yeah,
yeah.
you wanna know it's fucking kind of like, okay, dog shit thing about my job. I gotta get up at like 5.
man,
They brought that back for a period, didn't they?
That was
like
angry.
2004.
I'm also like 2 o'clock.
I heard that they remade Courage the Cowardly Dog, and I'm honestly a little like scared as to how that's gonna come out because they're gonna fuck with that real bad.
They made Rocko's Modern Life movie.
Man,
didn't they?
how do you fuck with that, dude? If it's not drawn in the same like animation, like how do you even? And I think they fucked with Courage the Cowardly Dog too. Like I think it's like 3D animated or something. It's like what?
Actually, speaking of shit like that, Tony sent me a link to a YouTube video. It was Reboot.
Oh God, yeah.
Done through AI to like upscale it to 4K.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Oh, the original reboot wasn't the reboot of reboot. Like,
No, it's just a buddy using AI to like upscale all the footage.
I love it.
Yeah.
Because like Reboot was one of my favorite series. Like even though it was so short, there was only like a few seasons, 4 or 5 seasons of it or something like that. But like as a kid watching that shit, and it was like the first of its kind. That shit was fucking mind blowing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Fucking, I watched like every goddamn episode. I could remember more of that show than I can almost remember more of any other show. Like that and like Beast Wars at the time. Like that was a pretty fucking big one. Like there were a few really good shows that really stood out from the rest for their quality.
Yeah, they all had that like digital kind of animation.
It was like, that's when it was like starting, but like they definitely, those few shows did it right. Like if you're gonna do, because like if you look at shows nowadays, some of them are still made like that. Like, and like it's like, how are you 20 years later and you look exactly the same as fucking what Beast Wars did? And it's like, they did it that good that 20 years later people are still struggling to make it look better at a budget, at like a budget level where they're just putting it on fucking kids networks and shit like that. It's like that's sad, you know. They're just not putting any effort into kids shows anymore, not like they were back in the day for us. Man, oh man, there was one fucking show. I wonder if you guys remember this shit, because it's probably back in our generation. Do you remember Mutant League? It was, yeah, it was a show that was like all about like sports and different sporting events, and there were these mutants that went through like a post-apocalyptic fucking like crazy, kinda sorta, except like they were like they had like, each of them looked really different, and they would go through these brutal fucking sports, like amped up versions of violent fucking sports. Like instead of playing like normal hockey, you were playing hockey and the puck had spikes around it. Yeah, exactly. And the sticks had razor blades on it, and they're literally cutting each other up and shit like that, ripping each other's heads out of their spine, and like regenerating in these tanks at the end of every episode. And that's how they got away with the violence. You know what I mean? It's not real violence because these guys are like mutants. You know what I mean?
Sounds like Warhammer Blood Bowl.
Dude, like it would fit right into the Warhammer universe. It's funny that you mentioned that, because it kind of has that whole like goblins and skeletons and lizard people and shit.
Are you familiar with Blood Bowl?
Not really, but I think that it would probably fit like right into that, because it sounds like that was probably the it sounds like the predecessor to what people made it into.
It's football, but
yeah.
Warhammer, like
well, I mean,
and like shit like that, just like destroying each other on the football field.
I feel like whoever watched this show probably made Warhammer later on and like was like, that was fucking cool, you know what I mean, and wanted to bring a little bit of that, because this is like an early 90s
what was
show.
It called again?
Mutant League.
Mutant League.
Like it is fucking, it is one of the,
was it like Nickelodeon or
it had that feeling, it had that kind of art that what fucking shows, I just had one, I lost it. It had the same art as like Biker Mice from Mars and like a couple of other things from that era. Yeah, kind of like Gargoyles and Biker Mice from Mars. That real nice animation, like almost like kind of like maybe like animated series Batman or something like that.
Remember like Mummies Alive?
Fuck yeah. Like man, like those are like glory days of like when TV was like good for kids, but like still violent, but not too violent.
Hey Tony,
Trying to work his calculator for the past 25 minutes.
give us your best Joker laugh. Get this on footage stuff.
No. Fuck off.
Give us your best Joker laugh.
I'm only doing this for Matt Lewis. I do not represent Joker.
Grab his head, like laugh in the camera.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Grab his head, laugh in the camera.
No one knows how psycho I really am. And then send that to Jay.
With that at the end.
Oh man, it's good. I could edit that right in there at the end.
Man, fuck making music playing at all.
Wow, you should have got the Pro Max 12.
Where's yours?
Hey, do you want a cool site to buy cases? Like, do you buy cool cases like this? No, mine's cooler.
I can see the color of my phone.
And then you can, these, they cover your cameras. They're just like shields.